Greetings and welcome to the modeling bench for another build. This time a fresh build. I asked in the last update video for you guys to vote between the I-16 and the I-153, and I got a total of 2 guys voting 3 times, and it was unanimous to build the Chaika. So this is the first part. Perhaps even the only part. I don't know how long this build will take. I'm hoping it's gonna be a quick build, but let's start by taking a look at what's in the box. And by magic of having already taken everything out, you get one bag with all the sprues inside, and since this is an ICM kit, reboxed by Revell, you get this snazzy resealable bag that Revell has also put in some tape on, just so I can make this really wrinkly sound here. Sorry about that noise. But you got the clear part right here. I'm gonna keep that in the bag till I have to use it. And it's just one small windshield part. And this is pretty much supposed to be just the one sprue, according to the sprue layout. It connects like that. But we got one piece upper wings, and pretty crisp details on the fuselage parts. You can see how small that plane is. That is 1/72nd scale, and I don't have anything to compare it with at hand right now. The motor fell off, but yeah, it's all pretty crisp and really good details. What I can see, there's no visible flashing going on. And it looks like it's a beautiful kit. We got little interior details there, but not that you're ever gonna see those again. And drop the thing. And I've got the other sprue, or other half of the one sprue. We got some fuel lines, I think, or push rods. Interior, bombs, lots and lots of tiny, thin, fragile struts, and a single piece for the lower wings as well. And it's the same. It's really clean, beautiful plastic, and it feels good in the hand. So yeah, like I said, this is pretty similar to the I-16 that I had also. Of course, both being ICM kits, but we got the new style Revell instructions. And bear with me, I'm gonna move the camera a little higher. Like so. Just so I can see more of the instructions. So yeah, this is a new technique Revell has, I think. You've got, again, always the same letters for the color callouts, but this time they put them on correspondent colored flags. We got the sprue layout, and then we got the instructions. And I think this is a brilliant touch. They actually put the parts in the corresponding colors that you're supposed to paint them in, which is immensely helpful. So you don't always have to be flipping back to front. What colors you have to use at each time. But anyways, yeah, it looks like a pretty easy build. We got just the one scheme of yellowish green and black, which is an early camo scheme for the Soviet army, early in the World War II, I think. Well, to say this is 1942 at least. So maybe not that early, but yeah, I did my research. I didn't find any pictures of the black black and green surviving the war, but I did find like this webpage that had pretty in-depth review of and descriptions of when and how the colors were supposed to be on Soviet aircrafts during the course of the entire war. So this color scheme is correct. And we have decals printed in Italy, so I'm guessing it's cartograph. Almost no carrier film extending from the stars, and they're matte and thin and beautiful, and they're gonna be wonderful to put on. So yeah, I can't take this paper off again, but yeah, putting the decals to the side to make the start. And we'll start with putting the cockpit together, I think. And that's all gonna be almost one color, so I'm just gonna throw that together and quickly airbrush that. Get it done as quickly as possible. Did I mess up the whole camera with my chair? Hang on. Shoot. Yeah, very professional. Anyways, we'll be back with the assembled cockpit. Okay, so I got the camera moved all the way in here because of the size of the plane. It's really small. So yeah, we got the cockpit together. This was just dry fitted. I got the fuselage halves together. I put the instrument panel in there. You can see that right there. And I'll come back to that later. You can see the decals on there. The decals hit the molded dials perfectly. While I was waiting for the paint to dry on this, I painted the engine. The bases or the engine cylinders are painted with German Panzer Gray, and dry brushed a little with some steel color. And then the push rods are steel, and gave the whole thing black wash. And here's the simple interior. I don't know what's going on with my light. Everything seems so red in the viewfinder. Now it has the joystick right there, but I kind of wish I had read some reviews before I started building, because in the instructions Revell has blacked out these parts there on the sprue, which are a sort of a tubular frame thing. These parts and these square parts and this. And I just found out after I put the instrument panel in, because when I put the fuselage on top of the wings, the instrument panel actually goes in front of the joystick, and that just does not make any sense to me. So I thought, what? There's must something be going on with this, and turns out that Revell decided not to have the tubular frame inside the cockpit, which would be accurate to the actual plane. And the instrument panel actually is supposed to bolt onto the tubular frame and sit like right in front of the joystick, really low in the plane. But in this case it sits way too high on the inside of the fuselage, and I'm not even sure if this is the correct placement of it like Revell wanted to, because the instructions are quite vague with that, and you don't get any location marks inside there, so you just have to stick it in there, I guess. And then I found online actual photograph comparing both of the instructions, because ICM meant you to have that tubular frame, and it would not have been a big deal to add that inside. But maybe, thinking about it now, I can rip out the instruments and quickly add the tubular frame, which is what I'm gonna do. Time to start assembling again and pinning a little more. Okay, so that's better. You can see the little tubular frame in there. Look at that. Actually looks like an airplane interior now. So yeah, pretty happy with this. Just gonna continue assembling it now, getting it ready for paint. I don't understand why Revell would not have you build that little frame. It was an easy build. A little fragile bits and pieces, but just take a little care and it just went together beautifully. So yeah. And bam! Just like that, the Chaika is assembled. And I sanded it a bit where needed. Put the struts in. They're just like glued to the top wing surface because they need to be the same color as the bottom of the wings. But it kind of fits, so we can dry fit it like that. Need to put a little pressure on the wings to get it to hit the holes correctly when we glue it. But yeah, just needs the tiniest amount of putty to be ready for paint, mostly on the bottom here. But like, yeah, along where the fuselage meets the lower wings, we're just gonna take some puttying, and on top of the horizontal stabilizers, and maybe a little bit on the bottom as well. Now I may have gone way too fast when I was gluing this together and putting the struts in on the bottom of the horizontal stabilizers, because of course they gotta be gray, but this side has to be camo. But I guess I'm just gonna try and mask around them and spray the camo and then hand paint those again with the gray or the sky blue or whatever it's called. But yeah, this is a really cool looking little plane and a decent kit. So yeah, having some fun. But anyways, I was gonna end the video right here, and thank you guys for watching. The next time it's gonna be paint mostly, so yeah. No, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to end the video. Thanks for watching. Keep modeling, keep having fun. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.